So come on in, take a sip, and let's wind down. It's the Yank, Christopher here with, yes, she actually exists. She's here. Schatzi made it back to Germany, so she's back home where she belongs, and it's been far too long, and I'm beaming on the inside and out. I can hardly contain my happiness to see my very best friend on the planet. So with that, we're going to celebrate with a very special wine. This is a Cin-Cin Merlot. This is a 2021. This ran about 12 euros at the little bodega downstairs, so not out of the realm of possibility. But it's, I can already tell you on the nose, it's already calmed down significantly since it was exposed to oxygen about 25, 30 minutes ago when we were getting ready to start the New York Times grid. And it's still on the nose. It's just got that classic Italian sun-kissed cassis that you can pick up out of that, some vanilla. It's kind of oaky, and I think we've got maybe a touch of tobacco in there, but it's really quite lovely on the nose. It's a symphonic. It is a ballet, a well choreographed ballet. On the palate, slightly tannic, enough so that you'd probably want to eat this with fatty meats. I had spare ribs for dinner, and that would have been a perfect meal with this wine. I'm not kidding you. That would have been wonderful. My plate, when I was finished, looked like a mobile ossuary, another term that I got to use in The Guardian here once many months ago. So this wine, fabulous. I would put it at probably 13% alcohol. I don't know why I never look. I just never do. But definitely something you want to have with fatty meats or a fatty dish of some sort. But it is an absolutely wonderful wine and worth every penny of that 12 euros. That's on the continent. I don't know what it would run at a Tesco or in the States. I mean, just no idea. But it is what it is. But here we are, man. We got our Thursday grid. Let's hop into our Cryptic crossword. We've got number 29695, and I'm ready. This is going to be a particularly brutal beating, I'm sure, today, because I've got my witness here. And then things don't go my way that way. So, burst from a trumpeter. And I could probably pick that up a little. You'd think that I would have. No, I guess we're going to have to read them off the bottom. Okay, so burst from trumpeter. One can't go as high as Armstrong did. So we've got a Louis Armstrong trumpet thing, but a burst from a trumpeter. I'm assuming we're talking about that whatever noise that elephants make. One can't go as high as Armstrong did. We could also be talking about Neil Armstrong there, so at least we kind of have a clue what we're talking about here. Let's see if we can put anything in. No. Regular servings of bug food for a drone, probably. Okay. C26 across. Well, might as well go C26 across. Gymnast be lissome in twists. Lissome. Got a gymnast, 6 and 5. I mean, I'm thinking probably the same thing everybody else is thinking. Simone Biles. I can make Simone work with lissome, as in simian, to a degree, as far as being able to move and twists. I don't know. I'm going to put it in because I've just learned that that's what you've kind of got to do in The Guardian, because you don't ever get. You just got to get it in there, and then you got to just hope that it works. And if it does, you got to erase it and go back and start all over. I mean, it's just like I haven't gotten really good yet at figuring out how to get to all of the clues. So black colored stocking is lost. Vessel for wine in tiny mouth. Well, a vessel for wine. I've got that L here, so we could have ourselves a goblet. And I guess a tiny mouth. I don't know. I mean, you can say like a gobsmacked, you can't talk. Maybe that's, I don't know. Okay, no clue what that is yet. Let's see here. Mouthpiece, glues stuck around one. Just move on. You talk about, yeah, I don't, it's obtuse. It's just obtuse. I mean, it just is, you know, gosh. All right, set by Paul. Okay, Paul, this was just very obtuse. Composed as are rigid wings. Rigid wings. You're not going to be flying with rigid wings, so if you're of the avian variety, but if you're a jumbo jet, you probably want to, well, no, because even then, I mean, they got to have some flex in those wings. I don't know. I'm trying to talk myself into what the answer is. I'm Noah Club. Anything but a real swine cradling head of lovebird. Sinking ship proceeds to capsize with rat running around. Still no help on this one. Okay, got it. Parting shot from spinning of, I'm assuming we're talking about Sean Warney. Yeah, I mean, he died a while back, didn't he? He was the Aussie football player, or cricketer, maybe? Well, I thought you might know. You might know, Shotzi. I mean, I can, you know, you're the smartest person I know. So, parting shot from spinning of S. Warning. Bouncer with velocity punching customer. Just make this stuff up. Hard bread out at sea. Hard bread out at sea. So out at sea could be an invitation to anagram hard bread. And I really would rather have at least something in there before I sit here and spend a great deal of time trying to figure out what that anagram could be. So Franco's money put into plant. Are we talking Franco as in the Spanish general? Or are we talking Franco as in a French nickname? I'm going to go with Franco's money. I'm assuming we're talking about General Franco, because otherwise we'd be talking about francs, and I don't think that we would have that double in there. So maybe we're talking about pre-euro denomination, and Spain would be the peseta. Fine wine. Okay, so now we're not going to have an Asti here, assuming peseta is correct. So I think the only thing I could think of wine-wise, fine wine, would be a cava. And so hard. Cava's like a champagne. Yeah. Yeah, like a Prosecco champagne. Like you used to eat cava brut, you know. Thinking like Dom Perignon and stuff, right? You know, but sinking ship proceeds to capsize with rat running around. You know, I don't know. I get too wrapped around the axle about that, and I don't really have a way to know. So okay, so peseta, nothing yet. Composed, as are rigid wings. So we're gonna have to start guessing something here. Mouthpiece. Glue stuck around one. I mean, we were just talking about gum shields a few days ago because we were both grinding our teeth at night on occasion, and like, yeah, I really need one, but we're both like, that's the last thing I'm gonna put in my mouth when I go to bed. I mean, I'm just not gonna be that dork that's got the retainer in or something, you know.
The problem will be we'll take it out and throw it on the floor in the middle of the night, and then you wasted money.
Take it out and throw it on the floor, exactly. That would be my prescription.
And it'll be gross.
Teensy bit squiffy. I'm so glad that we spent 6 months doing the quick cryptics and the quick crosses and stuff, because I've picked up so much British slang vocabulary. And if I'm not mistaken, at 6 letters, and we got this L-Y, this is probably going to be tiddly. And if I'm right, you can bet your bottom pound sterling that I will be chuffed. So, burst from trumpeter, one can't go as high as Armstrong did. And so do you see it in there? We got 5 and 3, we got this B there, and then we got the T. And I'm going to just go with a jumbo jet because it feels right. I The jumbo would be maybe the elephant, and then you've got obviously the jet and Armstrong. Well, he made it to the moon, so I'm thinking, why not? And black colored stocking is lost. I don't get the jet is black, so maybe jettisoned. Maybe it was thrown overboard. Flotsam and jetsam. Flotsam is what's left over after something tragic, right? And jetsam is what you throw over yourself to make yourself lighter or something, I'm thinking. One's on purpose and one's like, oh crap. So I think jettisoned. I think I spelled that right. When's the last time you spelled jettisoned? I mean, anything but a real swine cradling head of love bird. Cradling head of love. And then we got a bird, and I've got an O at the end. And I'm just going to go with falcon. I look forward to the day when I feel like I'm totally getting the entire clue, not just what it looks like it could be. Composed as our rigid wings, and I would say that this could be composed would be unflappable. Beautiful word, by the way. And of course, it's kind of a double definition. So composed, unflappable, rigid wings, unflappable. And I was close from the start because I said that would be, well, you couldn't fly with them. So it's kind of, no, I wasn't even close. Never mind. Parting shot from spinning of S1. Oh, spinning S1. Oh, so this is an answer. I just needed to anagram that. Now it makes sense. Oopsie. Sinking ship proceeds to capsize, maybe with rat running around. I don't know the rat running around, but I think sinking ship, probably a lost cause. And bouncer with velocity punching customer. Gonna need to know what's going on. This looks like it could be space though, so I need to keep that in mind when we get up to the northeast corner. Hard bred out at sea. Hard looks like we've got obdurate to me, and that would take care of the hard. As a matter of fact, I think bred out would also, bred out. It's an anagram. Okay, very cool. Getting it together here. Black sheep spoiled food on farm 3 and 3. Well, you just mentioned spoiled, rot, bad, anything that's negative. In this particular grid, I just put in bag egg and then hope for the best. I have not been wrong by it yet. Syrian mother has a tantrum. Okay. Fuel like crude oil in engine not half backfiring. And at 8 letters, it just says fuel and engine. I'm going to go with gasoline. Celibate with some frustration, understandably. I'm going to maybe shoot for a none. I think that's one of the rules. African carrier, first of containers A, B, or C. And I'm assuming we're talking about a camel. Okay, very nice. Skeletal structure in Facebook address of Paul. Skeletal structure in Facebook address of Paul. Okay, so Paul was from Tarsus. I thought I had that. I think I'll need to come down. Tarsus. And Facebook Meta. That's what I'm thinking. I think we're talking about Meta Tarsus or those foot bones. Just to make sure I'm spelling it correctly. But what a nice, clever thing if it works. Syrian mother has a tantrum, and this would look like this would be Damascene. Sometimes these grids are made for me, sometimes they are not. Today's looking pretty good. Old documents reviewing pay in middle of April. Shame about leader in fanzine penned by hack say filthy language. 9. Well, we could have profanity would fit for filthy language. Okay, so here we go. House of Dance. Tennis player for whom COVID jabs originally okay. That's unlikely. Gotta get something. Just to be a little bit more sure. Shame about leader in fanzine penned by hack say filthy language. I mean, I don't know. Can't think of anything else that could be filthy language, and it seems like that's where we usually going. And this means old documents could be papyri. Sovereign, a nation recalled. Well, I mean, I imagine this applies there. You know, I was in London for the Queen's funeral. You talk about a busy affair, but very, very, very noble, very beautiful. I really enjoyed that. Such a sad day, but it was just nice to be there and to, you know, be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with one of the U.S.'s greatest allies, right? You know, it's really beautiful. Sovereign, a nation recalled. Something maybe Regina. Enlightenment in rebranding of Labour Party post David Miliband. Prestidigitation, smoke and mirrors initially given reflection. Prestidigitation would be magic. Tennis player, okay. So I think we've got the Serbian fella, but is it Djokovic? Djokovic. So COVID, and then with the J and the OK. So you can anagram that to Djokovic. House of Dance. So this is the bouncer with velocity punching a customer. Bouncer. I'm not seeing it just yet, and I need to see it. So what could this be? Enlightenment. We have elicitation? I don't know. That's just a total guess in there. I'm not sure that I get any of that. Enlightenment and rebranding of Labour Party. Maybe elicitation could be. So I guess we could have a space hopper. And a house of dance. Dance. Maybe hoof? That's a stretch for me. I don't know. I'm putting our space. And let's see how we did, because I honestly just don't know. Oh, maybe we were talking about edification, but yeah, no, I didn't get that one. Edification. Otherwise, we did okay. Oh, I never finished that one, and I guess I'm just going to go with a UFO. Sorry this thing is jumping around. I can't seem to control that. If any of y'all know how to make a web page freeze. Okay, let's try it again. I mean, I know I didn't get this right, but I wanted to at least get a little edification here. And so, yes, so UFO, edification, Not a bad grid. Okay, Paul. Yeah, some of this was obtuse for sure, but it was always worthwhile. And you know, that's one of the reasons that we come back for these things. We love as solvers the bigger the challenge, right? You know. But I tell you what, this has been quite a challenge. It always is, and so very well done. Bravo, Paul. We'll go ahead and bring down our banniere.do, and we'll call this a good day. May not have been successful in the grid, but ultimately we figured it out, and that's a pretty good feeling too, right? And so I just want to say thank you to everyone for subscribing. I mean, it's a totally free thing to do, but it's like making a commitment to this community, and that makes me really super happy. I think it's the coolest thing ever. So until we see you on the morrow, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch, und vielen Dank for the subscriptions. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, Cin-Cin. Be well out there. Try to be nice to strangers if you can at all help it. I know it's sometimes very difficult, but otherwise just be well, and we'll see you tomorrow for the ultimate weekly grid. Cheers. Take care.